Hey guys, Anthony 4x4 Diesel. This could be a super short video. So it's going to be short for those people that want the really important information quickly, and it's going to go longer for those that want the maximum information because you know it just keeps coming out. The plan is to be short. I could get this done in about 30 seconds, but some people need an explanation as to why. Okay, here we go. This one's about suction control valves, fuel pressure, and who needs to replace their suction control valve. Okay, these are suction control valves, SCV we refer to them as. What does it do? Let's try and keep it simple here. Your pump, your supply pump, is just basically, think of it as a constant pressure pump, and this is what controls it. So think as your pump as the water supply, so your garden tap, right? Pressure's there, right? Take the valve out, it flows full flow, it doesn't matter, right? It's just constant pressure. Kind of try and explain it to you simple terms like that. Your tap, as you open the tap, it lets more water out. Open it a little bit, close it, right? That's what this is. This is your valve, except it's controlling your fuel. Now, instantaneously, the fuel pressure needs to change to adjust to the conditions that the ECU is asking for, okay? So when you accelerate, more fuel, more pressure, it's constantly up. You back off, down again, up, down, constantly changing, like in milliseconds, right? Instantly, it's so quick it's not funny. Well, it needs to be, and it might not be that quick if you've got one of these. We'll get to the details of who needs to replace it in a minute. I just want to explain the basics, right? Okay, so a lot of people already know what an SCV is and what it does, and I'm not saying whether these are the right or wrong parts for your car, whatever. I'm going to use them as examples in a minute. So you've got the basics, right? So you've got an engine. It's really simple. You've got an engine. In this case, let's just say we're talking 1KD FTV Toyota diesel, right? In the Prado and the Hilux. It's just an engine. It's a 4-cylinder. It's got 4 pots there. It's got compression. The whole thing that makes it run is the fuel. Fuel is everything. This is why injectors are so important, that they're working right. The right amount of fuel for the right time, at the right time, all this sort of thing, right? So what's the other thing? Fuel pressure, okay? Because that's what's behind. The injectors are controlling how much fuel, when, and for how long. The fuel pressure is part of that as well, because if the pressure's not right at the right time, it's not going to work right. And that's why, another reason, if you've done your injectors, okay, don't think this is a solution for not doing injectors. Do this first. That's just backwards. Okay, your injectors are worn and flogged before these are. Okay, now if you've done your injectors and you're not quite happy, whatever, it's a little bit smoky or it's a little bit rattly or a little bit knocky. Could be a number of things, but could be what it is, and it's probably not. But here we go. This is called the compact type. So one's a push type, one's a pull type. We're going to keep it simple. This is called a compact SCV. They are rubbish. In my opinion, they're rubbish. Just get these and just throw them in the bin. They're rubbish. Okay? So I hope you got a bit of excitement there anyway. Rubbish. That's what they are. They're rubbish. Why are they rubbish? Because we've had brand new ones out of the box, Denso units, not working correctly. Okay? And more than once. So it's not just a coincidence. More than once. You know, I suppose we'll go through a lot of them. So maybe it's just luck, and this is why people buy parts from us. We go through a lot of injectors and SCVs and these sorts of parts, so we know what's what. You know, like it's really important to get that new stuff, not ones that look like new. There's plenty of injectors and SCVs that look like new and look the same and look genuine, but are they? Anyway, we do know our parts and we do unpack them, check them, and repack them quite safely so that they can get to you in one piece. Those are rubbish. Did I mention that? This can be like that other video. How many times did I say they're rubbish? Okay, so which vehicles have got those? I think Navaras have got those. They've got a lot of problems blowing smoke. Why do you reckon that might be? Well, even if their filters, fuel and air filters become blocked, they get really smoky because they're Nissans. No, sorry guys, the Nissans are awesome. It's just the Toyotas are heaps better. A lot of cars use these SCVs, okay? These, on Toyotas, these are typically in all your early ones, 05, 6, 7, 8. They changed around 2009. See, if you hung around for 4 minutes, 5 minutes, you'll get the information. But if you watch the old videos, like I said, go and watch all the other videos, because all the info's there. I've said this before. I might say it a little bit better now, because I'm going to get better at it, right? So stick around. Things are getting better. And if you haven't already, subscribe and turn the bell on so you don't miss the next important message and information. So 2005 to 2009 in the 1KDs. Any other vehicle, I don't care if you've got a Nissan, if you got one of them, mate, get rid of it. It's time to get rid of it. I'm not sure on a Nissan. I don't work on them. So I'm not sure if you can upgrade to the long type, whatever. Now, this is not how it comes. It comes with other bits and pieces, adapter kits and whatever, right? So if you get one of us, we're going to supply you the right one. Okay, it's something you can add on. When you purchase your injector kit, you can go, yeah, I think I need an SCV. But I've said this a number of times. Anybody with an older Hilux or a 120 Prado that's got the short type, it should be changed already. It should be long gone. You go check, search on 4x4 Diesel on our channel, SCV suction control valve, and go watch all the videos. There's one that goes for about half an hour. I'm pretty sure it shows you how to change it. I can't remember, you know. So many videos. There's hundreds, right? But there's also some important information about the wrong O-rings, and there's aftermarket copies as well. There's things you've got to be careful of, okay? But in the genuine Toyota stock, there's an O-ring issue, right? And it's not that O-ring there, it's the one on the other piece that goes on the end. But that's in other videos. We're not going to go on about that. I'm trying to tell you who's got to replace a suction control valve. I don't care about diagnostics, right? I don't care about fuel pressure with these units, okay? It can look not too bad, and they can be causing problems, right? What's the top reason these engines stall? Dodgy suction control valves. And the next ones are things like restrictive fuel filters, right? You know, those aftermarket fuel filters. That's your next, it could be your biggest one, but look, whatever. It's between that and these. But once you bypass that, fixes the problem. Once you replace this, fixes the problem. So usually 99% of the time, it's going to be on a standard Prado with extra fuel filter, it's going to be that. And if it's got the extra fuel filter, well, it's going to be probably 50-50 phone a friend type thing. Okay, so if you've got a short compact type, get rid of it. Now, obviously, to replace it with one of these is cheaper. They are cheaper. You can get them for, I don't know, 100, 150, 200, I don't know, depends who you buy them off. Depends if they're Chinese copies or not, you know? Maybe the Chinese copies are $100, maybe the genuine ones are 200. I thought they were closer to 200, right? Now these things from Toyota in Australia, they're close to $600, okay, from a Toyota dealer. Okay, you can find some El Cheapo copies on eBay, whatever you want. You trust those if you want to trust them. Doesn't bother me. I just give you the information. We don't buy any car parts off eBay, okay? No, it's not happening, okay? You can't trust, I'm not picking on eBay, but even eBay don't know who their sellers are, okay? There's all these parts there. There's so many people or businesses or dodgies or whatever mixed in. So that's the problem you've got with online. And when it comes to these sort of parts, is it worth the risk? You know, look, you're going to change this once, okay? I'm going to get to these ones and how long do they last in a minute. This is what I said about you got to stick around to get the info. Rubbish. Did I mention that? Rubbish. Now, these are awesome. Now, back to diagnostics. And it's a bit like this with the injectors, okay? We're not going to talk about injectors too much. That'll be a separate video. And we've got another one coming soon on a fresh one on diagnostics. To understand diagnostics, I suggest you go and watch all the older videos. Search diagnostics on 4x4 Diesel on our channel, right? Watch those. You'll get something out of those. There's people that haven't watched it because they're asking questions they should know the answers to already. But just for you, we're going to do another video that explains it even clearer and better. It's hard to cover different models because there's a few readings that vary. Hilux to Prado, auto to manual, this and that. Right, there's different types of injectors in each engine sort of thing. There's a few different ones. So we've kind of got to do a video on, say, a 150 Prado where they're all the same injectors, okay? We could do a video on a 120 Prado where with the 1KD, they're all the same injectors. Hey guys, sorry about that. I was interrupted by a phone call and it was pretty good because I was going off topic anyway. We're talking about injectors. It just doesn't matter. We're talking about SCVs here, right? Now, so this one, rubbish. We've got that. Don't even bother looking at diagnostics. Now, I'll give you a little bit of diagnostic information that's it's related to both, but it's more about if you've got one of these, right? Fuel pressure, okay. Don't worry about when it's cold, it's going to be too confusing. It is different. Let's not confuse things. At full operating temperature, on these Toyota diesels, you know, whether it's the 1KD or the 1GD, doesn't matter, idle coolant temperature is normal at around 83 degrees. So at full operating temperature, idling at around 83, these are the readings. And I think it's the same on the 1GD as well. I'd have to double check, but I'm pretty sure 35,000 kPa is your standard ideal fuel pressure. So it'll say target fuel pressure, 35,000, okay? And the actual fuel pressure will be slightly different, and this is where it varies. Let's talk about these for a minute, okay? as I said, they may look okay and still be causing symptoms. So that's why I'm saying just throw it in the bin. Don't even waste your time looking at the fuel pressure. Well, you can if you like, but it's not going to tell you whether to replace it or not. I'm telling you, if you want to take my advice, get this thing out. I don't care if you buy it off me or not. If you buy it from me, you're going to get the brand new, genuine thing at an awesome value for money price, bit of access to the VIP group, stuff like that, right? But I'd suggest if you've done your injectors or you're doing your injectors, you do it, you order at the same time. It's going to save you a little bit of money, and then you replace it shortly afterwards, 2 or 3 weeks afterwards. So you can see the difference between your injectors and that. Don't do that before your injectors. Do your injectors, okay? If you're not due yet, don't worry about it. Okay. You'll often see it drop down. It'll hover between 32,000 and 35,000, maybe up to 36. Not usually do they go over. When you've got a problem with one of these, you may see it drop down to about 30 and up to about 40, right? And quite often you'll see 28, 29, 30, 31, and it'll go up to 38, 39. Quite often you'll see that. It'll still seem to be running okay. If you see that, it's rubbish, right? Even that's rubbish, okay? You're not going to see that with this. I'll get to that. What you normally see, what's normal, is about 32 to 35,000 with one of these, and that's about what's normal with one of these, right? These are going to be really good around the 32 to 35. Again, neutral, no engine load. When the target says 35,000 and you're not creating any load or any changes, that's where it's going to be. That's one of your tests. There's another test. I'll get to that in a minute. These, it's still a wear and tear item. Understand that. This is still a wear and tear item. These are rubbish, wear and tear and rubbish. These are still a wear and tear item. These are found in like all the 150 Prados, all the later Hiluxes. Now, there was a change around 09. If you do want to purchase one of these from us, please take a look on the back of your supply pump and take a note. Identify the part and notice, is it short? That's about... Let's not do about. Let's get a little ruler here. Hang on. We've got one here somewhere. Just trying to get it out. Let's be exact for you. Well, exact-ish. Is there such a thing? Exact-ish. That from the back of that flange, you can see where I'm measuring. It's about 23 mil, right? This one, it's massively different. It's like 43 mil, right? So massive difference. You should be able to see. You don't need to measure it, but if you want to get in there and be technical, I know some people are really technical, so that's cool. Rubbish. Did I mention they're rubbish? Get rid of those. Okay, so identify whether you've got the long or the short. If you've got the short, say, hey, you know what? Obviously, it's a good idea to replace this. Get it with the injector kit and replace it afterwards, right? Now, if you've got one of these, so we've sorted that, right? They're rubbish, so don't even waste time on it, just replace it. Okay. If you get one off eBay, off who knows who, good luck with what you get. I can't help you with that, right? Don't talk to me about it if you buy one there and then you got problems. Buy one from me, we can talk, you won't have problems. No problem, we can talk then, right? Same with injectors and everything. We can talk, because you do it right, follow the videos, take it to the recommended repairers, you won't have any problems. Get any of these parts elsewhere, talk to them, don't talk to me, right? Okay, I'm only going to give you time. I'm going to give you some time initially. We've got the information right here in the video. I'm giving you time now, right? But if you go and purchase parts elsewhere and you start saying, oh, but I put a new one in, don't talk to me. You got to understand, right? Time is money. It's my time. So you need to buy some, or I've got other things to do. Okay. The long one. Basically, it's back to diagnostics. It is a wear and tear item, as I mentioned already. Rubbish, diagnostics. Okay, that's the difference. That's rubbish, that's diagnostics. So, you look at your fuel pressure, same thing, warmed up, 35,000 kPa. I don't care what car it is. This is part of a diagnostic. You should look at the fuel pressure, but you're not going to see any issues. We don't see any issues generally with any of these vehicles. So this is another video that's coming. You know, people calling things problems that aren't problems. They are a problem, okay? These aren't a problem. So once you understand that and understand from about 09, they knew they were a problem and they've changed back to these again. It's like an upgrade or a change. If you buy one from Toyota for a vehicle that's got one of these, they're going to supply you one of these, right? As I said, about nearly $600 or something, depending on availability and all that, right? Which is cool, but again, you don't get any service included in that unless you pay them to install it. And I don't know if they're going to install that or not. Some of these places say, oh, we don't do that. You know, you need a new pump sort of thing. They want to do the whole pump. So look, different businesses, each to their own, that's fine. We do these because we're into changing the part that's a problem and not the part that's not a problem, the whole pump in one of those. So diagnostics, you can have a look at it. If it's sitting in that range of about 32 to 36, there's probably not a problem. When I say probably, 99.9% not a problem with one of these. I don't want anyone to replace one of these that's got the long one in there already. Okay? Not interested in it. Don't even want to talk about it unless you say, hey, I've been looking at the diagnostics the way you taught me or the way I know because I'm a diesel expert or whatever. Well, then you won't be talking to me because you know more than me. And I've seen the fuel pressure, you know, because you can put it on different screens, right? Even on using that AutoFix Bluetooth 3210, you can put it on a screen where it records the highest and lowest readings. So you can let it sit and idle for 3 minutes or 5 minutes, and it will give you the spikes of the highest and lowest. And if you see those spikes, even better if you use your eye, because you've got the two then. Because it happened once, I'm not too worried. But if it happens, I'm going to tell you, I reckon there's a problem, okay? Because I don't see that. I don't spend a lot of time. I look at these. I'm that confident in them now, I probably spend 30 seconds, a minute looking at it. The other part of the test is, which I told you that I will tell you, you hold it on 3,000 revs, and you got to be steady. You got to have a steady foot. You can't be. You got to lock your foot in position, freeze it like an ice block, and it's sitting on 3. And don't look at the 3 or the whatever. Look at it. Don't move your foot trying to adjust it. Once you get it to 3, lock your foot in position. What you're looking at is the fuel pressure. The fuel pressure will go up to something like, I don't know, 50 or 60,000 kPa. I'm just throwing a figure out there. Might be right or not. I'm pretty sure that's about what it is. And the same thing. That'll be the actual, and the target, and the actual needs to be very close as well, within a couple, 2 or 3,000. I like to see it within 2 or 3,000, usually under, okay? That's the next step of the test. And the final part is, you can sort of rev it up and down, you know, give it a bit of a stab, let it come right down, give it a stab. You need to see that fuel pressure, and this is the part that's going to be hard for you because you haven't got any others to compare to, right? Now, we do this and we can see, yep, that's normal, that's what they do, that's how fast they react. That's why it's important to take your vehicle to an expert. I know they're hard to find, for a diagnostic, so you can keep watching here, subscribe, keep watching, keep learning. We're teaching you all for free, right? And you can become the expert because they are hard to find. Or you can, look, we always say, if you guys know what you're doing out there, any workshops, feel free to contact us, you know, the text message thing. Let's have a chat, let's work out, see if you've got the guys that can pull these jobs off, because we do need more people that can work on vehicles and do work correctly, okay? And these people are prepared to pay the right money to get the job done right. We don't like paying too much money for rubbish, or rubbish money for rubbish. I think that pretty well covers it, guys. Suction control valves, rubbish, no problem. But if you've got a problem and your engine's good and your compression's good and you replace your injectors and you've got the right, so you got the kit from me and you've done the job right and you've definitely got some sort of issue, there's a chance there could be an issue with either wear and tear. We're going to get to it one day. We're going to get to 500,000 or 700 something where, oh, look at these, look what it's doing now. You know, I'm not saying it's going to last forever. What I'm saying is, in the ones we've seen, it's 2020 now, right? These have been in cars since, like I said, about 09, so about 11 years. We haven't seen a problem. Now, another little bit of info for the people that stayed till the end. I said this was going to be a short video. I said you can leave anytime you like, didn't I? But see, the info just keeps coming, and hopefully you're still here getting yourself educated. Now, what was I going to say about that? There has been some people that said, you know what, I just want a new one for the sake of $300 or $400, whatever it is. I just want a new one. And I say that because it depends. Stock, the prices vary. Anything from $300 to $400 is the price of our SCVs. There you go, I'll tell you that. This one is the one you'll get. And it depends how many we buy, what time of the year it is, what the dollar's like, whatever. You know, Toyota pricing up, down, left, right. If we're buying them overseas, up, down, left, right, whatever. Rest assured, we only have genuine Toyota stock and we check it all, right? If there's a problem with O-rings or whatever, like we identified in 2018, we make adjustments. We either through the suppliers, through Toyota, and if they're hard to deal with, we come up with our own solution, which we have, okay? We supply the extra O-ring with our SCV, so you're not going to run into that problem. Last thing you want is problems, okay? Now, there is some people that went, I just want to, you know, I'm doing the injectors, no worries, cool. So I said, do me a favor though. Don't put it in at the same time, because you're going to go, oh yeah, that's great, but it's all the injectors, not that, right? So there's only a very few people, so this could be coincidence. It could be coincidence, right? I'm going to tell you when it's facts and when it's coincidence, when it's this percentage, chances and whatever, right? This could be coincidence. There's only very few people that have got one of these to put in where they've already had the long one, right? Do your injectors first. Some people did that, some didn't. But the ones that put that in separately, nothing else, did say to me, it could be just me, but I reckon it made it a little bit better anyway, a little bit more smoother or responsive or something along those lines, all right? So that's the feedback. We haven't had many of them. I certainly have not changed one in a vehicle that was long, where I've replaced and put another long one in, because as I said, we've done all the other work, the injectors, all the related work, which is why those bits and pieces come in the kit and that information. Guys, I've got to go. We've got heaps more awesome information coming your way. I've got heaps of ideas, things you need to know. Look, we've done it before, most of it, so check out our pages, you know, the groups I normally show you, whatever the case may be, and make sure you subscribe. Give us a thumbs up if you got something out of that. And like I say, hit us up in the comments. I can't always answer those questions on there, typing it out. It's usually I'm going to press the button, talk to the phone, and make it a quick one, and all the wrong words will come out anyway. But I do take into account those questions and keep them in mind for the next videos. Once again, guys, thanks for watching. Appreciate your support. Catch you soon. See ya.